Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you today in the rLounge. Today in the rLounge, we have a guy whose girlfriend apparently thought staging an ambush at a friend's apartment was the ultimate relationship trust test, because nothing says, "I love you," like trying to trick someone into cheating. In the other, a well-meaning friend finds herself roped into the logistical nightmare of a free wedding, where love is abundant and cash is scarce. Perhaps love really is blind. Up first, some relationships hit bumps in the road. Others build an elaborate trap to catch you failing a test you didn't even know existed. Welcome to that exact nightmare. My girlfriend set me up to cheat on her, and now she thinks I would actually cheat on her. I, male 25, and my girlfriend, female 25, have been in a relationship for 4 years. Before that, we were friends for more than 2 years, so I have known her for at least 6 years. We get along great and don't have many arguments or fights. Last Sunday, my girlfriend's friend Susan asked me to come to her place and told me that my girlfriend was there and we could all just hang out. We were at the local deli and Susan's apartment is just a block away, so I went with her. Got there and saw my girlfriend and her friends, calling me a cheater. She was crying. Honestly, at that point, I didn't know what was going on. It was all very confusing. My girlfriend's other friend was saying, "Break up with him, he's a cheat." After the things calmed down a little bit, I told her that Susan told me that she would be here, so I don't understand what was going on. Apparently, Susan blew their plan and she wasn't supposed to tell me that my girlfriend would be there. I don't know why my girlfriend thinks she has the right to be mad at me. It should be me who is mad at her. She literally tried to set me up and failed. Her narrative now is that I shouldn't have gone home with another woman, and what if Susan was lying? Susan is her best friend and she told me that my girlfriend was there. I had no reason to suspect she was lying. Right now, she thinks that I would actually cheat on her if I got a good opportunity. Basically, she thinks I would go to some random woman's house that I meet. How effing realistic. I don't think she realizes how stupid that sounds. I love her and don't want to dump her over this, but it is very stupid to set someone up to do something bad. I think I can get past her stupid test, but what is pissing me off is that she isn't talking to me and just says that she now knows that I had the potential to cheat. With every passing day, I'm honestly getting tired of her crap. What do you guys think? Ask? Well, let's see what they think. First up, your girlfriend is 25 going on 15. I'd be done with anyone trying to catch me with stupid games like this. I'd even be more done at the fact that she's still effing mad at you even though her friend blew the plan. Sounds like she's insistent on believing exactly what she wanted to believe. The OP replies, "It's starting to look like that, honestly." Someone else chimes in, "Everyone has the potential to cheat. We just choose not to. If your girl is being like this now, it won't get any better later. If anything, it'll get much, much worse. We don't always want to do what needs to be done, and you need to dump this crazy woman. She's toxic, and so are her friends." The OP replies, "Everyone has the potential to cheat, we just choose not to." Exactly what I tried to tell her. Not getting through her thick noggin probably because she is mad at me for something she made up. I can work with her if she apologizes and promises to work on this, but this is getting exhausting. Update. Thank you to everyone who replied to my first post. Just a little update. It was really difficult, but I broke up with her. The way she handled the situation at first gave me the impression that I was signing up for a lot more tests if I stay with her, so I ended things. Only after that, she apologized and promised to never do anything like this again, and said that this is something very minor which shouldn't cause a breakup. Part of me wanted to trust her and give it a go, but I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm not certain about it. As for Susan, after this, I have run into her at the deli daily, and she confessed that she was not on board with her girlfriend's plan, thus she partly messed up the plan without betraying her friends. I guess something is better than nothing, and I thanked her for it. It still weirds me out a little that I can't go to my ex-girlfriend at the time, best friend's home when invited, whom I have known also for a significant amount of time without being called a cheater. Personally, I don't know what is going through my ex's head. Susan told me that even though she was not on board with the plan, she was the one who brought up the YouTube video about testing partners to the group, and the rest of the girlfriends decided it would be a good idea to test it on me, as my ex was the only one in a relationship with me at the time. According to her, it got out of hand from there, and she was tasked with baiting me at the deli. Jeez Louise, guys. I don't know if this was the right decision or not, but I guess I'll find that out in a couple of years down the road. Let's go back for some more final comments. What the F did I just read in your original post? Lord Almighty, that is such schemy effery. You did the absolute right thing. She's 25, F's sake. I truly don't understand people sometimes that have put someone she's meant to love through this kind of crap. That's not love nor trust. I wish you all the best and hope that in the future you find someone who doesn't cheat playing solitaire with themselves. The OP replies, what the F? This is me trying to comprehend what just happened to me from last Sunday to now. What I still don't understand is if she would have caught me cheating, we would have broken up. She deceived me and we still broke up. Like if her end goal wasn't breaking up, then all of this is just stupid. Someone else has a thought. Even if your ex-girlfriend hadn't been there, I don't get what is wrong with going to hang out with your girlfriend's best friend one-on-one. Was Susan supposed to not only ask to hang out, but to also to seduce you? The OP replies, I don't see anything wrong with hanging out one-on-one. I've known Susan for years now. Personally, I don't get it either. One more person comments, testing your partner is literally the most idiotic thing you could do. You're literally showing that you don't trust them. What's the point of being in a relationship with someone you can't trust? Your ex is insane. She literally invented a scenario where you could fail at being faithful, enlisted a friend to play accomplice, and they got mad at you for not failing her imaginary test. Honestly, anyone who needs a staged trap to see if you cheat is too broken to date. You left before signing a lifetime contract to be gaslit, manipulated, and interrogated daily. Congratulations, you dodged a full-time nightmare. Do you have a similar story? Share it with us in the comments. Up next, love is best expressed by making everyone else do the work. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend that her free wedding is unrealistic? I, 24 female, am a member of a friend group in which one member, we'll call her Coral, 23 female, is getting married. She announced her engagement to her fiancé, 25 male, a few weeks ago, and we were all happy for her. Over the weekend, though, she shared some more specific plans for the wedding, and that's where things have kind of gone off the rails. She said she's been seeing a lot of people on TikTok and Insta showing how to plan free weddings where the couple spend $0, aside from the marriage certificate fee, I guess. At first, I thought she meant a city hall wedding, which would be completely fine. But then she got into the details and her expectations for the ceremony. She's going to try and find someone with a large outdoor space to use, not formally a wedding venue, who will donate their area in support of love. She's going to have all of her guests bring a potluck with very specific assignments. She will have a friend officiate, a friend to do photography, a friend do save the dates and invites, her family do the flowers, etc., including some harder to swing, in my opinion, things like getting a large tent, decorations, wedding favors, speakers, band, etc. I'm not sure what her plan was for a dress. What's more is that Coral and her fiancé really aren't poor, from what I can tell. She works as an accountant at a big company and her fiancé does software sales. Plus, his parents are loaded. It sounds like they just want to do the free wedding thing for the sake of it. That would be okay, but she is just shifting all the costs onto other people, some of whom are probably less well off. She told me that she wants me to make the cake and then sent me some pictures for inspiration. The cakes were ridiculously elaborate. We're talking multi-tier, fondant flowers, gold leaf, and one even had a hand-painted watercolor design. I'm not a professional baker. I just like to bake cookies and brownies sometimes. I told her that those cakes would probably take me days to make, and they won't come out anywhere near as good. She kind of laughed that off and said, "Oh, that's not about being perfect. It's just about everyone pitching in. It'll be fun." I told her that, fun or not, what she was describing was basically her friend and family subsidizing her wedding with time, money, and labor, and that it was kind of unfair to expect people to spend so much on her free wedding. Or else, she was expecting everyone to show up to a lackluster event and just pretend it was amazing. It's like a group project that none of us wanted to do because we already graduated and moved on from all that, so we don't need the credit. She does graduate a year later than the rest of us. I said that if she wants a free wedding, she should probably just elope or go to City Hall, because this isn't really free. It's just free for her. I might have been a bit more forceful in my wording, but I didn't swear or call her names or anything like that. She got super quiet and just looked at me for a minute or so, and then left, with another one of our friends driving her home. Later that night, I got a text from that friend saying I had really hurt Coral's feelings, and that even if the plans were a bit unrealistic, I should have just let Coral come to that conclusion on her own. Coral then messaged me saying, "Sorry, don't worry about the cake," with no more context. I'm feeling pretty bad now. especially since Coral was so happy and excited and she never really said anything mean to me. Perhaps I should have just gone along with the cake, since she said she wouldn't be mad if it turned out badly. But I'm worried that her wedding would not have been what she wanted, and I was also frustrated about the cake request. Edit. Honestly, I feel a bit bad now. Coral really is a sweet person who is just a bit naive. I feel like a lot of people in the comments are tearing her up more than she deserves. She's always been the baby of the group, and I just got frustrated and ranted on this case. I don't know what the fiancé thinks about all this. Here are some of those comments from the crowd. First one. Jesus, I only got through the first paragraph. I would neither involve people in a wedding like that, nor would I go. The OP says, I'm really curious if she would have told everyone in the extended family and friend group showing up about the free aspect ahead of time. It definitely sounds like something she would take pride in, but also, I don't know how you bring that up. Next person says, not the a-hole. Your friend is being ridiculous, and you are the only one with the balls to tell her. Be happy she decided not to force you to do the cake. The OP replies, in her defense, for the last few things she's been naive about, she has ended up coming to the right conclusion on her own in the end, so maybe I should have just let it happen. Another person has this to say, not the a-hole. She's in for a rude awakening the first time she asked for a free party tent from someone. Those are expensive AF to rent. The OP replies, and it rains here a lot. Another commenter says, while it's more than a gift might cost, I was hoping all of the free wedding labor and supplies would be in lieu of gifts. That's probably not the case, though. The OP replied, in Coral's defense, she was clear that this support would be everyone's gift to her. She said she wouldn't accept other gifts from us. That commenter replies, I think this is kind of a cute idea, but one you soft launch individually to friends to see if it's actually possible, or at least to take the temperature. And the OP replies, I'm worried that's what she thought she was doing, and I reacted as if she was making a hard demand. I did kind of feel like that's what it was, though. Update. November 22nd, 2025. Almost 2 months later. Hi there. My last post sort of blew up. I really didn't think so many people would be that interested in my silly friend group drama. Short recap. My friend Coral announced she was going to have a free wedding, with all of her friends playing roles to volunteer a nice venue, tent, food, photography, band, cake, my role, etc. It sounded okay at first, but her expectations seemed unrealistically lavish, and I told her that, in stronger words, and she got upset. After reading the comments, I honestly began to feel bad for Coral. She really is a kind-hearted person, but a lot of people interpreted her as an insane, entitled bridezilla. That's really not the case. I decided I was going to make the cake, and I sent her an apology text, to which I didn't get any reply. That was making me really anxious. I still didn't think that Carol's requests were that reasonable, and wasn't expecting the wedding to go fully according to her plans, but that's not for me to worry about. Finally, I got a message from Coral's fiancé, who we'll call Basil, asking me to meet up. I said yes. My expectations going into this was that Basil would tell me how much I hurt Coral's feelings, and I was going to reiterate my apology and share some research planning I had done on the cake. That's not how it went, though. As it turns out, the whole free wedding thing was Basil's idea. That's not the impression I got before. Basil didn't at first explain why he wanted to do it, but when I pressed, it sounds like it's so he could spend the money that he and Coral had been saving up for their wedding on something else. A boat? A Catalina 27, apparently. Very useful and practical thing to have when you're living in the city, especially if your fiance gets seasick. We did one of those river cruise things a while back, and she had a bad time. Basil says he'll help her get over that, and sailboats are different. Anyway, after my whole outburst before, Coral has apparently been having second thoughts about the free wedding things. Basil asked me to talk to her, apologize, and tell her that it isn't a bad idea after all. He basically said I owe it to him to help clean up the mess I caused. I didn't feel great about that, though. I don't want to drive a wedge between Carol and Basil, but telling her I think it's a good idea after all feels like lying. And I guess actively advocating for a potential train wreck is a further line for me than just agreeing to play my assigned voluntold baker role. Moreover, this was my first real conversation with Basil, and I have to say I'm not totally convinced he's a great person. I don't know if he has explicitly manipulated her into going along with this, but it kind of feels that way. So what do I do? It's been a little while now since I talked to Basil, so I really need to do something, be it what Basil asked, or further involving myself in drama by telling Coral that I don't really think the wedding or the entire marriage is a good idea. Let's see what some of the comments come back as. First up, how much have Coral and Basil contributed to free weddings of other couples? Do they have any usable skills or assets? The OP replies, they could promise to go all out for someone and would probably never have to follow through since it's not a thing reasonable people do. Another person comments, honestly, make the cake. Bring it to your friend like yesterday and tell her she can have the wedding like this or any other way she wants it to be. But using the saved money for a boat is the second stupidest decision she's making, right after marrying a selfish a-hole, Basil. And the OP responds, right? I really don't have any issues making the cake anymore, but I don't know how to approach the rest of the situation with Basil. Someone else says, don't make the cake. Don't lie and say this nonsense is a good idea. You seem pretty sensible apart from on this issue. What the F is the matter with you? This is all unacceptable. You were 100% right the first time around. Stop backtracking. And let's be clear, this crappy couple is foisting wedding expenses onto other people so they can buy a boat. You're an idiot for even needing to ask what you should do. The OP was downvoted when they said, I just don't want to tell Coral about all this and have her end up going through with the free wedding and marriage, which would almost certainly mean losing her as a friend. Someone else responds, how about you just show Coral that you are there for her no matter what she wants? Don't follow Basil's request, just be there for Coral. Offer to meet up with her and just ask her, how is she? And listen to her. Be true to yourself and be a good friend to her. That is all, easy to say, you need to do. The OP replies, thank you. This is honestly what I want to do, but given she didn't reply to my last text, I'm worried about if she'll even meet up with me if the first thing I say isn't directly taking back all my concerns from before. Someone else chimes in, I assume she knows about the boat? If yes, minimize your feedback. The OP replies, I think so, but I'm not certain. Honestly, I'm surprised she would go along with the boat idea, but it seems even less likely that Basil would tell me about this if he was keeping it as a secret from Coral. One more comment. Makes me wonder if Basil is forcing her not to respond. Continuing to try to check in and being a friend to listen could be much bigger than you think. The OP replies, I hope that's not it. I will try to reach out to her another way. Update post 2. Hi again. Finally posting this update because a few people have asked what's going on with this whole situation. I was finally able to get in touch with Coral and talk to her one-on-one. The first thing I did was just ask her how she's doing. Apparently not very well. She's now fully aware that the whole free wedding thing really was her fiancé's idea, and he had mentioned the boat in passing as something he wanted to save up for, but hadn't at all framed it directly as the thing he really wanted to spend the wedding money on, as he did when he told me about it. Maybe he thought that would make me think he's cool or something, or he thought having a special goal in mind would make me more likely to support the idea. Anyway, it's not just the wedding planning that has made Coral upset. Apparently Basil, who is into boats, I guess, has been spending more and more time at the marina that's 78 minutes away. Coral quoted the exact number lots of times. He doesn't even spend that much time out on the water. He just hangs out with everyone there and has been spending less and less time at home. He also keeps talking about Grace, who, as had to be explained to me, is a boat rather than a woman. Fortunately, Coral said she's been invited to the club a few times, but has never really felt like she was part of it. When she brought that up to Basil, he said he also feels that way, because they don't own their own boat. I don't think it's the same at all. And even if Grace isn't a person, Coral is feeling jealous. Last night, Coral brought up the wedding plans with Basil again and said she thinks she wants to wait and sort some stuff out first. Basil didn't get angry or anything and said he understands. Good. But also asked if that meant they could spend some of their wedding savings since they would have more time to save up again. Bad. That broke Coral, which might be why she finally agreed to meet me. I know it makes me kind of a jerk, but to be entirely honest, I'm just glad that Coral is talking to me again. I told her to break up with Basil. She's thinking about it, but I'm scared she won't. I kind of want to offer to do it for her, but that would be silly. I'm not saying this marriage is doomed, but if it survives, it'll probably be because the boat has better communication skills than the husband. Let's be real. Agreeing to do this is basically handing over a permission slip for people to walk all over you. They want a multi-tier cake? Sure, why not devote days of your life to it? They want decorations, favors, photography, and food? Go ahead, bend over backwards while they smile and say, it'll be fun. Truly the perfect way to celebrate love by turning your friends into an unpaid event planning staff while you save up for a boat. Romantic. What would you do? And thank you for joining us today in the rLounge. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Until next time. And please put your chair back where you found it.